Hello everyone. Today I wanted to present a book review of The Story of a Soul by Saint Therese of Lisieux. She was a Carmelite nun in France in the 1800s, and she is known as a little flower. Her canonization was actually, it occurred faster than the typical 50 years after death. So I wanted to see what was the reason for her popularity. So I wanted to read this book. It's more of a letter to her superiors who requested that she write about her life. So I guess technically you would consider it an autobiography. She came from a family of girls. I think all of them ended up joining the convent of Carmel. Her life in particular was very interesting. She died at age 24, from what I understand. So she didn't live a very long life, and consequently this book is not, particularly extensive. It is over 175 pages, so that's certainly more than enough to keep you occupied if you're reading. It still has some depth to it, actually plenty of depth. I know that one of the terms that has been used to describe St. Therese is simple, and I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. Some of her writings in this autobiography, a lot of the reflection is from her younger years, especially as a child, because she lived till 24, and so she didn't have that much to write about. But I don't know that I would necessarily consider her simple. I think that there were some really profound statements that she made in this book. So what was really impressive about her was apparently she never committed a mortal sin, and that in and of itself is someone to aspire after. Another thing I found to be very profound in this book was when St. Therese talked about how she took a trip to Rome, and I believe it was a train trip. It was on a train, and she said about how beautiful the mountains were, or like the different sights that she was able to see, but she sort of treated it as like a juvenile perspective that some people can get caught up in travel and just never appreciate God for what He is. Like, they can appreciate God's creation, but maybe in a superficial way. And so I think that's something that people can apply to their lives, and at least just take a look at what they're doing. Even for myself, we can get caught up in worldly travel, but maybe neglect our spiritual life in a certain way. So different parts of this book, just different aspects, have the potential to really make a profound impact on different people. And even if it's just one sentence, a small sentence, it can really be striking. And so I kind of understand why people regard her as such an influential saint in their lives. Now, it seemed as though she did not intend for this book to be widely published and distributed, but now that we have it, it's a good insight into really the life of a Carmelite nun, but one who is desiring holiness. And we can all apply that to our lives. So because of that, I would highly encourage you to check it out. Let me know what you think. This has been my book review of The Story of a Soul by Saint Therese of Lisieux. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. We are the laity. We will not be silent.